Hello, my name's Rachael Imbert. Today I'm going to be talking about a little bit about seitan. A lot of you guys probably have eaten it at restaurants, you buy it pre-made in the stores, and probably maybe you've wondered if you could ever make it at home. Well, I know it's one of those daunting things that seems like it's just too much, but in a lot of vegan cookbooks I own, there's usually at least one recipe about how to make seitan. So I love cooking, and it took me even about like 2 years into being vegan to try and even think about making seitan. But once I did, I was pretty surprised at how quickly it came together. So yeah, I'm gonna give you a little rundown about some of the things that go into seitan and different techniques and strategies, and then hopefully, if you guys like this video, I can do another one that shows you step by step one way to make seitan. So the main ingredient in seitan is vital wheat gluten. It's vital. It's in the name. And yeah, I usually buy mine in containers like this. I'll fill up a container at Honest Weight Co-op. It's in the bulk bins over on the back wall towards the bottom. So I'll usually go there and just give you an idea how much you'd want. Your typical seitan recipe calls for anywhere between 1 to 2 cups of vital wheat gluten. So keep that in mind when you're buying it. Like I said, I usually buy it in containers like this, and it lasts me a few times making the seitan. I usually don't make a whole lot. I mean, it's not something I eat weekly or anything. The other nice thing is the 2 cups usually yields a large amount. I've got my brick of seitan that I made last week here that I'll show you in a little bit, and that'll give you an idea of how much that amount of vital wheat gluten lasts. So yeah, so the vital wheat gluten, the other cool thing I've been learning about actually is you can actually make your own gluten by washing flour. I'm a part of some seitan groups on Facebook. So there's the Vegan Seitan Appreciation Society, and then there's just the regular Seitan Appreciation Society. It's a lot of similar posts, a lot of the same people post in each. So if you just wanted to join one, that's fine. And people do really cool stuff with seitan on there. And one of the techniques people have been talking about is washing the flour. It's an extra step. You could just start with this stuff and be all set. I haven't tried it yet. I'm going to give it a go, hopefully soon. But the feedback I've heard from it is it creates a different texture than regular seitan, and that you make with just the vital wheat gluten you pre-buy in the store. And some people say that seitan made with this has a kind of a noticeable flavor to it that they don't care for, and people have said that by making your own gluten at home, you remove that. So I want to try that. That's pretty cool. So what else goes into seitan? I talked about the vital wheat gluten. Some people, to change up the texture of it, add chickpeas or tofu or beans, something else I haven't tried yet. Super excited to. I know we're all stuck at home, so now is a great time to kind of experiment and stuff. Other things that go into seitan, it's flavoring, really. Depends on what you want your flavors to be. A lot of people add nutritional yeast. If you're making like a bacon seitan, you'd probably want to use liquid smoke, some paprika. I love adding garlic to mine. Whatever flavor profile you want are the spices and the seasonings you'd add to the water and the vital wheat gluten mix. And that's really going to be the flavoring there. There's also other steps you can, places you can flavor your vital wheat gluten, your seitan. So when I made the bacon that I recently made, I added flavoring in the dough. But then I also, after I sliced it, before I put it in the frying pan, I made a liquid mixture, and I coated that onto the bacon too. So that was another way to impart flavor into your seitan. So I went over flavoring, I went over ingredients. The part that kind of turns people off to making seitan are the multiple steps. Some people need it a lot. Some people don't. There's all different strategies. I'll go into that more if I make another video about it, if you guys want to see how I actually make it. But yeah, so the main steps are you put the dough together. Usually let the dough rest. You might need to knead it. And then you're either going to steam it or bake it, or there's a few different ways to cook it. I've tried several. I don't know if you guys heard of the Vegan Zombie or have his cookbook or follow his YouTube channels. I have his cookbook, and one of the first ways I tried cooking seitan was I baked it in a deep dish with broth in there. And that was pretty good. I liked that. The way I made this bacon was I steamed it for 2 hours in a bamboo steamer. A lot of people use their Instapot to steam seitan as well. That's a great way too. So there's a whole different techniques. Again, it depends on what's easiest for you, what you like, things like that. So there's that. All right, so time to get to the good stuff. So I have tried, this is my second attempt at making vegan bacon now. 2 different recipes I've tried. I tried a recipe by, I think his name's something to do with mustaches. I can post it in the comment of this video for you guys. He's tried a whole different slew of ways to make bacon. He's made bacon out of seitan, out of other things. So I tried his recipe first. And then just recently, last weekend, I tried a recipe from a guy who posted on the Seitan Appreciation Society. And that one looked really cool, and it was different, so I tried that one. I like this one better than the first recipe I tried. So, one of the big things about bacon is the marbling, right? Well, how do you get marbling in seitan? Well, the flavor agents, so like paprika and other things you use, will also naturally color the dough. But I went another step further, and I went online and I bought, for this second recipe, I bought a vegan-friendly food dye, red food dye, and I added that as per the recipe. However, I'd say, so the first bacon I made, I didn't use any added food coloring, and I'd say I didn't really notice a big difference. So, personal preference. I will say, when I added the food coloring and the dough is still wet, gets a little visual, looks kind of like meat, not super awesome. So, after I was done steaming it, I rolled it up in foil, I let it cool, and I've set it in the fridge for 24 hours. And so now it's done. It's this big block of weirdness. You notice the marbling on it. Let's see if I can get it in the light here. The one side is a little bit whiter, paler, and this side is like the meaty side. So this is the fat. See the marbling there? And there's a layer of fat in the middle too that you can kind of see there. So when I'm ready to eat it, I just slice it up and I put it in the, I tried the air fryer, and I also tried it on the stove. Air fryer is a little bit healthier because you're not using as much oil. Up to you, you know. I feel like, to me, seitan's a little bit of a splurge anyway for health stuff, so I'm just like, why not add the oil? So yeah, I kind of went over the basics of seitan. Like I said, hopefully I can do another video that shows you the step-by-steps to making it. Oh, quick plug before I go. So this shirt is from my friend Sabrina at White Muck. She makes shirts. She's located up in New Hampshire. She actually had a stall at Albany Veg Fest this past year, and she'll be doing another one this fall. So check her out. She's got a really great promotion going on right now. If you order some of her shirts, you'll get some freebies. I think that ends today. It's look up White Muck. So that was my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and have a great day. Bye.